Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on this pre-recorded episode of Nexus Adventures. We have had some technical difficulties regarding my internet for some reason. Everything is fine until I decide to go live. So we decided that we still wanted to play today as a table, and we will still be making this available to everyone immediately after our session. If you would like to ask us any questions at any time about any of our Nexus Adventures related content that we put out, we do have a Patreon community. You can go to patreon.com/thehypegoblin, where we do an after show called A Seat at the Table, where we invite you for a limited time to join our table, and we'll bring the good conversation. You bring the napkins and the plates, and I don't know, maybe like your dessert of choice. BYOB. We are so excited to finally be starting this for this table, especially since we have been going on for so long together. And also, we have a Discord server. So if you would like to log those questions, either in our Discord server, or you can go to the comment section on any of our social media where this is broadcast and or posted live, and ask us there, and we'll collect those questions as well. As always, if you would like to help us support this show and others like it on my channel, you can go to some of our affiliate friends. And the first one I'd like to tell you about is Weird Works. Weird Works is a tarot card collection. This is their familiar card that I'm trying to show on a very small screen, so you probably won't be able to see it. But it's one of my favorite cards in the deck because it's the very first card that I ever pulled in their tarot deck, and its colors match up perfectly with our lovely little friend Peanut in game, who is Lucy's familiar slash companion slash all around good boy, the Blink puppy. This deck comes with a 72 card deck that is printed on high quality paper and is beautifully foiled on the back. This is probably one of the most pretty tarot decks that I own, and I own quite a few at this point. But you can also use it for things like predicting the weather in your game in real time. You can give it to your players as a alternate for the deck of many things. There's even a 5e subclass called the Wild Oracle, where you can play a character who uses the Adventurer's Tarot deck in game. And it's really cool. I haven't gotten to play it yet, but I have read it over, and that might be the next character that I play. If you go to weird.works, you can use code HYPE to get $5 off your purchase of the Adventurer's Tarot deck. And, let them know we say hi. We really like them over there. They have some beautiful artwork as well, so be sure to check everything out that they offer. As well as Rook and the Raven. Our good friends have recently completed their move to Italy, and they have been relaunching their website slowly but surely. It now features all of the starter kits for creating your own DM or GM planner for systems like Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons, Kids on Bikes. I have gotten confirmed that they are working on a Numenera layout / a Cypher system layout. So if you've been following along with our Numenera game that aired on this channel, I'm sure, that table when we return for season 2 will be very excited to know that they are expanding. Mine personally is for 5e. I have both the player's kit as well as the spell card holder. And after using this for the first time, it gives me just enough organization to make my ADHD brain go burr. They also have launched a whole bunch of items over there as far as apparel goes for the first time. So you can get yourself some t-shirts, you can get yourself a hoodie, you can get yourself a beanie, which I am really excited for. So if everyone could please remember to use code HYPEGOBLIN when they make their purchases from weird.work. Or not Weird.works, Rook and the Raven, that will help me fund my beanie addiction because I need it in every style and every color. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it on over to our GM for the day, Satan. Go ahead and launch us into whatever we have to do next.
Hi everyone, and welcome back for another, albeit pre-recorded session of Nexus Adventures. We are gonna do a quick intro, and then we're gonna do a quick recap by our lovely RJ, and then we're gonna head off to straight into the game. So, hi everyone, my name is Satan, or AlessaVamp on the internet. I'll be your friendly neighborhood GM for the day, and I'll be taking these lovely players through another session in my home world. Now, RJ, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello everybody, I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Titus Valentine Mercier LaRue, who is our lovely, noble, human, ranger, warlock.
And Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I go by she, her. I'm playing Anthony. He goes by he, him. He is an artificer barbarian, and he's a drow man.
And last but certainly not least, our lovely Sarah.
Hey everybody, if you don't know me already, I'm Sara Roberts. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Lucy, our changeling wizard warlock, who primarily uses she, her pronouns, but is a bit fluid depending on what form or face she is taking on that day.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know it's been a hot second since we played, so Arja, why don't you provide us with a quick recap of what happened last session so that we know what we're getting into this session?
No.
Fuck you.
Last week.
Language.
Fuck you.
Thank you. Last time on Nexus Adventures, the party settled into Loomberi and began gathering their resources for their trip to the Underdark. There they learned the Maker's Mark branded on the illegal weapons stash belonged to one of the now defunct Drow houses, which we may or may not have association with. I might be confusing it with another game. With only a name and location, the party teleports to the tavern where they first met and begins to foot forward to their next destination. I believe we're going to the Underdark.
Yeah, we are. It's a strange time seeing the place where most of you first met, at least Lucy and Anthony, for sure. And it brings back a bit of memories. Not necessarily good, not necessarily bad, however you feel about it. But it does bring up a reminder of how far this group has come and how much you have changed. From there, it is not hard to make your way over to down south. Are you just walking?
There's no option for us to buy passage on like a traveling merchant's cart or anything here, is there?
You could probably do that. The triple tankards it is a very popular stop in between cities, so it is a bigger place, and you do see some carts there that are pulled up, whether the person's staying or just leaving or just having a drink. You can definitely find someone that has like a immersion cart, and going inside, you can start trying to find someone who would give you a ride. Would you all just, whoever wants to lead this questioning of who would give you a ride, you can go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Well, first I'd like to confer with my party. What do you two think? Find someone to take us in?
By all
Yeah.
means.
I mean, it would be better than to buy an entire ass horse and cart ourselves, only to abandon it in the Underdark.
You have horse and cart money.
I do.
We've had horse and cart money a few times.
I actually have a caravan horse and cart money, but that's another thing.
Well, then start paying me back for all the money that you lost from me when you all went to the Astral Sea.
No,
Lucy
that
holds
was
out her hands to Anthony.
That was entirely our dear doctor's fault. I suggested, a more reasonable plan, but I'm just an old man who, oh look, a merchant as he wanders away.
You didn't even bother to fish anything out. Get back here. Lucy starts marching after Anthony.
In the distance, Rollin feels a chill.
As you head back into the triple tankard, you remember it's a very nice establishment. It is a tavern and inn. It is a rest stop. You see that right now it is full. I believe you all left. Was it around midday? I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
like
So right now it's full of people. Mostly just having stopped to get drinks and food. And you see at the counter area, the service area, a familiar looking orcish woman with a big braid, and behind her a very beautiful show off, but definitely useful, not like those just pretty to decorate, great axe in the back, which serves as both decoration and a reminder for everyone to not fuck with her tavern. But it is full. If you'd like to go straight to asking for someone for passage, please, whoever wants to initiate and take lead in this conversation, roll me a perception check.
Initiating conversation means talking to people. Lucy, darling, that's your forte.
I rolled a 26.
Well, I mean, he's already up at the bar, so we might as well just let him do whatever he's going to do. I'll go in and fix it
Okay.
later.
You should probably stand to reason. Be with him to fix it now, right?
Okay, fine. I was going to try and lift Soon off of his pocket for old time's sake, but fine.
Oh, wait, no. Do that instead. That's funnier.
Soon is actually on the counter pushing tankards off the shelf just because he's mad about something.
The first time he does that, there is a big greenish tinted hand that just grabs him
Uh-oh.
and says, "Whose thing is this?"
My thing. Anthony reaches over.
They just put it in front of you. Don't fuck around with my tavern. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you bring. Don't mess around with my tavern.
Very
You'll be
good.
paying for those tankards.
Of course. You have merchants that are heading south towards the Underdark.
They take a deep breath and then they look around, and you hear the stick two fingers into their mouth and do that loud ass whistle. And in a boisterous voice, you hear, "Any merchants heading south to the Underdark?" And everybody just stops and stares, and you see a few hands just race up. There you go.
Anthony takes out the coins for the tankard, the information, and his service fee. Thank you.
Perfect. How much are you giving her?
Probably 30 gold would cover
Yeah.
it.
She looks at it, looks at you, puts her hand on the gold, shakes it, goes back to servicing the person next to you.
Have a good day. And then he'll go find the nearest merchant with their hand up.
As what you hear as you walk away, she's like, "Have the day you deserve."
Have a day.
Don't tell me what to do.
While this is going on, I would like to get Soon's attention and quietly try and get him away from Anthony.
Okay, make a sleight of hand just to kind of secretly get his attention.
28.
28. You and Soon have like this secret kind of like thieves camp between the two of you, where you just look at each other, you make a certain hand sign, and Soon knows to pay attention to you, and you just see like the little eye just kind of slightly glow a little bit as they look at you.
Lucy just puts her fingers to her lips and then gestures like, "Come here."
You see Soon look around, take a little one of his little legs and just mimic the finger to the lip, even though he doesn't have a mouth. And then very slowly, I'm gonna roll for him.
Yes, he has a sheet if you want it.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me stealth for Soon.
No. Oh, he has a +4. Brilliant.
A
little boy.
9.
Anthony sees this, but it chooses to ignore
Yeah.
it.
Anthony sees like he can feel Soon kind of climbing off of him. He's a hefty boy. Yeah, with all the changes and stuff, you've added some heavier material, some sturdier material to him. So you feel that kind of weight like just kind of slop off. But very quietly, you just hear of like his little leggies on the very well taken care of wooden floors, and they just kind of show up and set on your feet, Lucy.
Lucy's gonna whisper to Soon, "Do you want to play a prank on Anthony?"
You just see the light in his eye glow, and then he does a little choo-choo.
"Do you remember when I first met you that I tried to steal you?"
You just see a blink of one blink of the eye of the light in his eye go on and off. That means yes.
"I'm gonna hide you in Peanut's backpack."
You just see him kind of like move up and down really fast, excited.
Okay. Stay there and stay quiet until I come get you, all right?
One blink.
And she'll put him in Peanut's little. Peanut has like a, if you've ever seen dogs with like that like go like
Little
hiking with
saddlebag.
their owners, yeah, they have like those saddlebags where they can carry their own food and water and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy will slide him into one of those.
You slide him into one. You can kind of see the top of Soon, but they just kind of, you see like a little shake and vibrate. You know how spiders kind of like shake into the sand to like hide in it. So you see him like shake, yeah, just shake into the saddlebag and just hide. You see him put like a water skin and some food rations on top of him. In the meantime, Anthony, you do see 3 merchants that I did say there's one Drow woman who has a very fine clothes, nothing too fancy, but someone who dresses well. You see a dwarvish man, and you see also funny enough, what's it called? A Goliath of no necessary gender, just a Goliath.
I think Anthony will approach the Drow woman first and kind of bow his head and kind of gesture to the seat, asking for permission to sit.
Yeah, she's sitting with 2 other people. One is you see it's like it's not called a dark dwarf, but like an underdark dwarf. I can't
Durgar.
say
Durgar.
what Durgar. Oh, I forgot, and my mind kept bringing up Sniver. However you say that word. Duragard with her, and so you see 2 Duragard with her, and she kind of motions to the seat.
I'll sit down. I'm looking for passage for 3 of us and a dog. Small dog. He kind of makes a small gesture of the size of Peanut.
Small though. Where are you looking to get passage to?
Just to the Underdark. We were hoping to get there at a reasonable pace. You don't need to drop us off at any specific place. We just need to get there.
All right. We will be stopping off at Karavar for the day. But if you want to continue traveling with us the next day, you're more than welcome to. We do ask for a small fee though.
Of course. What is the fee you're looking at?
She'll look at you. Which one's your party? She'll ask.
He'll turn and point towards Titus and then look around for Lucy, point towards Lucy.
So it's just 3 of you and the dog. Well,
and a small robot, but he won't.
If they can fit in your pockets, fine.
Okay.
For the 3 of you, it's going to be, I would say, around 5 gold, if that's all right. We're putting extra weight on the horses, and they're gonna need some extra rest.
How about I pay 20 so you can buy extra feed, food, cover your costs?
She looks at her 2 Durgar come down, and they're like, sure, that's very generous of you, sir.
It's the least we can do. My party's full of shenanigans.
Please don't cause any damages to my cart. And you do
It won't.
hear like a little bit of a twang to her voice. It's a little faded, but you hear it.
It won't be towards you or your cart.
My horses?
Nope.
Right. All right. Sure, 20 gold, you got a deal.
He parses out 20 gold. Should cover food, extra food for your horses, any medical care they might need.
All right. Shouldn't take too long to get there. It might be a few hours from here to Karavar. We weren't planning on leaving for another hour, so feel free to rest or get food or whatever, and we'll let you know when we're ready.
I'll tell my companions. I'm Anthony, by the way.
Oh, Darla.
Nice to meet you, Darla.
Nice to meet you.
And he looks to the other 2.
This is Finn, and this is Sam. Don't worry about it. They don't talk much. Siblings.
That's quite all right. Finn and Sam and
Yeah.
Darla. All
Yeah.
right. We have our own shelter at night, so you don't need to worry about that.
All right. I mean, we're just gonna go to Caravar. We're gonna stay there. They have a few. They have places to stay. I mean, it's mostly a commerce town, but they have a few places to stay.
I'm familiar with it. Yes. But thank you. I will talk to my companions. Just shout for us, I suppose, when you're ready to
Sure.
go.
Just gives us about an hour to get everything ready, eat our food, drink our drinks, and we'll let you know.
No worries. Thank you.
Of course.
I'll stand up and go over to Titus and Lucy. All right. We've got covered. We're stopping at Caravar first, and then tomorrow we'll head towards the Underdark. We'll leave in about an hour.
Do we want to go with them into the Underdark?
I just said we could be dropped off at the Underdark. I didn't specify where.
Well, Caravar is the entrance to the Underdark, so
We
What do you
could just, honestly, we could just use the excuse that we're caravan guards to accompany them into the Underdark.
that's true. Not a bad idea.
All right. We can explain it later once we're on the road. But for now, we have an hour to kill, so get food, rest up. Any supplies you need, maybe they'll have it here.
I'm good to go.
Same.
All right. Now I'm getting a drink. He'll go back to the bar.
Yeah.
Disapproving look from Titus as he's also sipping a drink. Not supposed to drink on the job, old man. Gloop, 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 gloop.
Yes, definitely don't drink on the job. It's very unprofessional. Lucy pulls a bottle of whiskey out of her own bag and takes a sip from it.
Every time she does that, especially now, I just hear a bottle of whiskey, takes cork off with teeth, starts drinking from the bottle. But yeah, you're able to spend the time. None of you need a short rest because you're rested. You just start your adventure. But if you do, and I haven't noticed, you can take a short rest because it is an hour.
I think at the end of the hour, Anthony kind of perks up and says, "Where's the boy?"
I'm right here.
Yes.
Not you.
He hasn't moved.
Who are you talking about?
Soon.
Oh, I sold him.
Okay.
You what?
I sold him.
To whom?
I don't know, some passerby.
Why?
Because
I
I
liked
wanted to.
I liked soon.
I did too, but you know, I figure with Anthony owing me for not getting any of my things out of the Astral Sea, I would just, you know, stick with my original plan from, well over a year ago. Take Soon, steal him, and just sell him off.
He was like a brother to me.
I'm sure you can get some of his parts back.
No, I especially make all of his parts, but go on.
Oh, well, Drat. I guess we'll have to make another one.
Mark
Well, no,
48. As Anthony pulls out a small notebook, makes a note, closes it, puts it away.
It makes a no anti-theft system. While you have your shenanigans with Soon, you do see out of the corner, Anthony, Darla, and her group stand up, and they kind of motion to you to let you know that they're ready to go.
And he kind of whistles. Where did you actually put him?
What do you mean? I sold him.
Well, if you sold him, you would have to go explain to Gon why her child is missing.
I'm pretty sure that one, Gond wouldn't care, and two, that would just further Gond's motives in the world. Get her technology out there sooner.
I guess you could say at this point, Soon is gone with the wind.
Anthony flicks Titus's nose. No.
You know, you really are no fun. That's one thing that has not changed the entire time I've known you. Lucy will reach down into Peanut's bag and scoop Soon out.
All you hear is a ta-da! Yeah.
Glad his mood has improved quite a bit.
He was having fun.
Ow. That's not soon, that's me. Yeah, he just does a little dance.
He's a
Lucy
bit
will
annoyed.
whisper to Anthony, next time just play along a little longer. He likes to feel useful.
He was being a brat. I wasn't in the mood to entertain it.
Well, there's other ways to entertain him without actually making him do anything.
He's upset that we're not having the party next week.
What party?
Our birthday party.
It's your birthday next week. I mean, we can still have one. Why don't we just have it early?
We were planning to be kind of homebodies for it. Domestic.
Why didn't you tell us? We could have just delayed travel another week.
That's not how we work, Lucy.
It
would
most
be.
definitely has been how we've worked.
We've worked that way when we needed it, when we needed rest, when we needed time to recover.
We waited an extra week at court just so I could talk to my patron and tell her that my feelings were hurt.
Birthday on the road is nothing new to us. It's fine. He'll get over it.
Lucy gives the hardest eye roll at Anthony that she has ever given him in the time
It's
that they've known each other.
audible.
Ooh, are y'all corneas okay? I think I heard that from here.
Punches Titus in the shoulder.
Oh. I see you all didn't miss my brand of humor.
No, we adore it.
Funny way of showing it.
He's mostly mad he won't get his puzzle box until after we return. Honestly, it's fine.
Oh. If it's puzzles you want, and Titus goes into his bag and he pulls out like those the ring puzzles where you have to try and get them out and then put them back together.
Mm-hmm.
And you like dangle it over soon like a pair of baby keys.
You just see two of the little like stick like, and they're kind of like very fine needle like legs, but you see two of them just. And as you're doing that, the Drow woman does show up. She does come up to the group, and she has this like nice short bob, a maroon colored long jacket, and it's just traveling pants. And then her companions seem to have similar outfits. They have usually just a work shirt with you see two what's it called, the suspenders, and cuffed up pants and boots. It's like, sorry, are y'all ready to head out?
Yes. This is Lucy, this is Titus, this is Darla, Finn, and Sam.
Hi, nice to meet y'all.
Pleasure.
Peanut and Soon.
Hello.
Peanut sits up and sticks out a paw.
Oh, aren't you just the cutest? And she'll kind of squat down and just take the paw and shake it and give him a little head rub. I like him.
He likes everybody, but I'm sure he'll like you too, especially.
Adorable. If y'all are ready to head out, we're ready to head out now too.
All right, that's fine.
The caravans are a little cramped. We only planned room for 3 traveling people, but we do have a more of a we have one cart for our products, and then the other one is just for us to travel.
All right.
It's a little cramped, but you'll be fine. And she'll lead you all out, and you see 2 very nice carts that are covered. They're like hard size caravans. And she points to one, which is, she's like, that's you can go in there if you want. That's where me and Finn travel. Sam's the one that usually does the driving. And then there's another cart that seems attached to that car by the back. As you see 2 very big horses in the front of the other one. Very sturdy horses. They're not the fastest, but they can sure pull some weight. There's some coffee in there. Should you want some as well?
No, fantastic.
And we'll just start setting up. Darla seems to sit up front with Sam, and Finn just kind of goes in the back with y'all. And they just start heading off. Unless there's anything y'all want to talk about on the travel there, let me know. Or you want to do. It's a very nice place. It's got the side benches, but they seem to be padded with some nice cushions. There's a little table where you can put stuff, some cabinets in there. It is a little cramped as it is mostly the capacities for mostly 3 or maybe 4 people, but it's not too bad. You got places to sit.
How fast is the caravan moving?
Not too fast, not very fast. The horses are definitely made for travel, but not necessarily fast travel, more like anything to pull a lot of weight. That seems to be what's in the back. The second caravan has a lot of products.
Once they've left the town proper, like an hour or 2 into the trip, Titus will offer to scout ahead.
Yeah, you sure can. You'll be taking one of the main roads, but they'll they'll happily take your help. So if you want to scout ahead, you can go ahead and make me perception checks.
Go. Said go.
25. Ow! Ow! My
Wait,
dude.
Did that roll?
Sorry. Well, that's fighting literally my Achilles heel. Just
yeah, 25.
25. Perfect. You go in. This path is throughout the woods, and it's a very narrow path. Enough for 2 coming and going carts, but still narrow. Midday, you don't see
Let me just pull back up the thing. Social? No. There. Apologies. There. Asking to be let in.
there we go.
Oh, someone's audio just got a fan in the background. That stopped.
It's not me because I hear it as well.
Uh-oh, is it me?
It was for a moment. It seems to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. As you start scouting ahead, it's not until like about an hour and a half in that you do notice some movement about maybe 50 feet up the road at the sides of the roads where it's like really thick shrubbery and trees and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, Titus will come back, report that all's clear. And after like another 2-3 hours, he'll hop off and then continue to scout up ahead.
Okay. You see the movement and then you report that it's all clear.
Sorry?
So I said that with about an hour and a half in, you do see movement on the side of the road where it's thick shrubbery and trees.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to make sure. I mean, you can say it's all fine and dandy, and they can go through.
I did not hear that thought. Could I make a stealth check to just like hop into the woods, but like a few feet away, and then circle back to see what's shaken?
Sure. Go ahead, roll stealth.
That is. Oh no! It's an 11.
It's a natural one, is what it is. Also, so with that, you start heading off, and you think you're being quite stealthy, and you're in your mind, just trying to picture where you're going. But you don't notice that there's a lot of leaves and just debris on the ground. You're making a little bit of noise, and all you hear, it's a little chuckle before you feel a splat on your back. And then you hear
Is it Thursday night already? Just like go to his back and like try and wipe it off with his hand.
as you try to wipe it off, it's this sticky substance. And as you try to like move your hand, you see that there's some like strings, and you see it's this kind of light amber color.
Oh, it's Tuesday night.
And with the smell, you'll be able to. It's tree sap. As you're doing that, you feel another splat on your lower back and another.
It's not very nice of you.
You hear some grumbling like, "I'm gonna shut up."
Is there?
Oh, you just muted yourself.
Damn it! I hate. Anyway, yeah. Can I try and perceive where they are?
Sure. Go make a perception check.
Oh fuck me! 19.
19. That's not bad. You perceive with your eyes, and you see that there are around you, like towards the back of you, and also across from you, across the road, and you see these pointy green ears kind of come out of some shrubs.
He'll like creep over and like stick his hands in the shrubs to yank them out.
Yeah. You yank them out, and all you hear is like a whoop! As you see a goblin child just kind of surprised, like, oh, with like their version of what a water balloon would be, but it's tree sap, and they're like, hi.
Titus will set him down. Listen here. Olive oil would be 10 times funnier because they would slip.
Sticky.
Yeah, I know it's sticky. That's not very nice. One.
I'm not nice.
Well, you could be if you really wanted to.
I don't want to be nice.
Ah, you woke up and chose chaos today. Respect that.
Yep.
Anyway, I have a group of people coming by. They might be a little bit on edge, so I would not recommend throwing these at them.
Okay, and then they throw the water balloon at your feet. And you just sticky tree sap on your shoes.
No, hold on. Do that again. But he'll turn around. Where did you go?
And they throw it again, and then just start running circles around you. And you see other little goblin heads pop up.
Oh, you are all just a treat, huh?
It's 3 in total.
Yeah. He'll squat down.
Mm-hmm.
Where are your parents?
Home.
Ah, and they know that you're just out here throwing sap at travelers.
No.
Well, like I said, there's a caravan passing through here. I recommend not doing that in case they get a little stabby.
Stabby? And you see another one like smile with big pointy teeth, grab a stick, say, "Stabby!" and start stabbing you. It's just poking you with the stick.
Adorable, all of you, really.
And you see, once you really look at them, they look pretty similar, and you realize these are goblin triplets.
Oh. But yeah. Titus will, with warning given, tousle one of their hair and stand back
Mhm.
up. Do you all need anything? Food, water?
Oh
Words of
yes, we are
wisdom?
so hungry. So
Yeah.
hungry, need so much food.
He'll go into his bag and pull out some candy, hand them out.
And they just make grabby hands.
What's the magic word?
Now,
No, it's abracadabra, you fool.
Shazam! And one of them jumps to grab the bag.
He'll drop it as they say Shazam.
Yeah. One of them you see, and you notice it's two boys and one girl. You see the girl who says, "Thank you."
Yep. Hey, be careful. Don't throw sap at passers-by.
No promises.
A funeral. And he'll leave.
Yeah, and they just sit there busy just rummaging through the candy bag. And you see him like, "Ooh." But you come back covered in sap, very sticky. Your clothes are soaked in it. It's kind of hardening.
I
If
didn't
Anthony
realize it was
has
Tuesday night.
Yeah, I did not realize it was Tuesday night either. Hey, Anthony, I would like a hug. Just
Freya pops up, do it, and you get blasted outside the door.
that would probably be not conducive to a safe traveling environment, which we are paid for.
He glances up.
Your shoes are caked with like leaves and sticks and dirt.
No, there was some goblin children out in the woods. They were tossing sap-filled water balloons, and he just presses digitation.
It takes a while, but you're able to do it, yeah.
What did you give them in return for your safe departure?
Candy. All goblinoid children love candy.
I think children in general just love candy.
No, you'd think that, but Ozzy hated candy as a kid. Too sweet for his taste.
Hmm.
Weird child, that one.
You go back to the caravan and you start passing where the goblin children were, and you all see just three little heads pop out of this big shrub, and then just a little hand like, "Bye." One of them has like a candy wrapper stuck in its teeth.
Oh, they're adorable.
They are.
By the
But,
way, Anthony,
Yes.
what do you like to do for your birthday? Also, what day is it specifically?
Wednesday, middle of the week this year. I don't know. I haven't had a home birthday in almost 10 years.
Well, what did you do before? I've only ever been to one.
Well,
Do you want a giant cake you can pop out of? I've heard some people do that.
that's for a different kind of party, but no.
Oh.
Vanor and I were just gonna have a small get together, honestly.
What does
Mom
that
and Dad,
mean?
I mean, I was gonna actually socialize for once since moving to Hazelbridge, talk to Dr. Strutt, a few of Vanor's friends, and a
Wait,
few of the engineers.
Dr. Strutt is in Hazelbridge.
He was going to be, yes.
And you're okay with that?
He and I have a lot in common. He's going to be the director of the bioengineering department.
So how is it different than any other any other party that you've hosted? You've had people over for dinner before.
That was dinner party.
What's the difference?
I can drink more on my birthday.
Lucy is still contemplating birthday parties, very confused.
Mostly, I don't have to cook or provide a social situation where I have to be overtly polite to medical doctors.
So you're allowed to be rude. Just the doctors. Maybe we should have brought
No,
ramen.
Normally, I suppose a typical party would be cake. Some people have ice cream. I don't particularly enjoy ice cream. Exchanging of gifts, socializations, party games, dancing, music.
Yes, that tracks.
I didn't really want any of that. I just kind of wanted a grown-up conversation that didn't involve adventuring or building things.
Right. Okay. There's the sound of scratching as there is just a quill that's sort of hidden behind Lucy that begins scratching on parchment.
Kind of wanted to get some poetry books to resume that, but
Oh, I have some poetry books. How smutty do you like yours?
I like mine romantic and abstract.
There's one about an aberration you might like then.
There's a couple in deep speech I quite enjoy, but I have a hard time translating them. Honestly,
Like I said, maybe we should have brought Rollin with us.
you don't need to worry about my party or birthday. We will sort it out later. It's fine.
Is the one in deep speech about how you're about to show Cthulhu how you're called the Deep One?
No, it's actually quite nice and romantic, as they use a lot of illustrated words towards how their companionship with another person is beyond the stars and beyond the realm of reality. It's really quite nice.
How love is an incomprehensible, abominable horror that sometimes keeps you up at night as you think about... Whoa, sorry, something took me over there.
You just see Finn and Darla just nodding.
Uh-huh. Sure. You should probably read some Gith poetry. It'd probably be right up your alley, Titus.
It would make a nice gift.
There's another flick to the shoulder.
You're both incorrigible.
Oh, Pops. Titus rolls up his sleeve to show off the new prosthetic he's got.
Look at that. Who made this?
Well, I had some of the artificers in court take a look at it, improve on the design. I think it's rather, and he'll make a fist, and essentially like the side paneling fans out, and then there's a string for a bow.
Interesting. Mechanics. He kind of pulls the prosthetic closer.
Ah,
I know this artificer. Their work's quite good, actually.
yes.
They leave a specialized gear symbol, kind of pokes up on underneath a panel right here. And if you pop it up, you should see he pops it. Oh yes, there's their name.
I always thought that was a rear sight. Huh. You learn something new every day. Smack, smack, smack.
No, we if anything, artificers are very vain.
Oh no, really?
We're a very on par bunch with wizards.
I had never noticed.
I disagree, but okay.
Jack has a mother who told him not to do that.
Oh, I wasn't going off of my experiences with Jack.
I don't think I'm humble at all.
I've missed you too.
You were gone.
Sadly. For a time.
Of course you were. You weren't with us.
Yes, I was looking for a friend, and I thought that my friends who commissioned me to look for my friend would tell me when said friend would be found, but no. I spent another month and a half in the desert.
I will find you after that month.
I don't do well in heat, Anthony.
Didn't meet Navara.
I did meet Navara.
She was still like showing people passage through the desert even while she was She's still pregnant.
Titus.
Hmm.
Lucy and I are going to be godparents
Oh, to who?
to our good doctor.
Oh, Mr. Granbrook's having a child.
3.
Well,
You who
Navarre
the-
is having them, but they are his.
Oh, okay. I thought. Never mind. The way that boy is, I thought there was going to be vat-grown children, but well, good on him.
I mean,
There's a lot of ethical implications behind that, and I don't enjoy any of it.
Gives
could
off a
happen
little,
in the future still.
little mad scientist vibes, though, don't you think?
Oh, you have no idea. Oh, by the way, try this. Lucy's gonna open a can of Scarlet Minotaur.
What is this?
Just
Ooh.
drink it.
Lucy, my darling, what is this? I feel like I have the energy of 10 men.
Scarlet Minotaur.
Makes me
Interesting.
sleepy.
Hmm.
I feel like I need to go for a run now. If I don't stop, if I sit here any longer, I think I might sweat out of my skin.
You're going to go run into some more goblin children.
Yeah, hopefully. If that's the worst thing on the road, I wouldn't mind that. Oh, I'm out of candy, though. Shit, they might actually stab me this time.
Here. Anthony produces a small bag of candy.
Yeah, thank you. Titus goes in, grabs like 3 pieces, drops them in Lucy's lap.
What's this for?
Candy. He'll pop one in his.
The nice strawberry flavor.
Lucy will just put them in her pocket.
It's like the grandma strawberry, isn't it?
I
Give it
like
a
that
moment.
candy. Listen.
Give it a moment. It switches over to apple.
That is confusing. Anyway.
If you don't care for that, have some of these. Lucy's gonna start pulling out boxes of chocolates and chocolate-covered strawberries and some fudge from the chocolatier, Hazelbridge.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get these?
Oh, I stocked up before we left.
No.
I was told to get supplies.
I mean, I'll maybe hold off on that. We might need them when we're down below. I don't fancy eating chocolate-covered fungi.
Suit yourself. Lucy starts eating the chocolate-covered strawberries.
Anthony sneaks some fudge away.
She'll openly share with whoever wants any.
Yeah. Darla be like, oh, don't mind if I do.
Mhm.
It's been a while since I had covered strawberry. Oh, so we don't have chocolate covered fungi. I will say.
I apologize.
Sounds like you were being a bit
Biased? Prejudice?
a little bit.
A little.
Also, I'll let it pass. You're cute.
2 things that I do not like, fire and being in enclosed spaces, so this is going to be a fun trip for all of us.
Why did you agree if you didn't like the enclosed spaces?
Because
Have
you
you
two are a
met
lot.
Titus?
There's a hatch to the roof if you want to go up.
You two are much more important than my fears. And he'll like unhatch the roof and
Yeah.
climb up.
Oh, that's
It's a little
sweet.
ladder that comes out.
Tell me if you still feel the same way after this trip, please.
Thinking about it, rethinking it now as we speak.
Excellent.
Y'all are an interesting bunch. And she
Word
says
for
that,
us.
and then she puts down like her cast and says, I win. And as she and her companion have been playing poker. And they seem to be trading not in money, but in like trinkets and foods and stuff like that. But eventually you do make it. It is now towards the later evening. It takes about 4 or 5 hours to get there. It's a bit of a longer trip. But eventually you do start seeing these large mountains come closer to view. And in between these rocky walls, you do see a gate. And Darla just like, y'all have your papers, right?
We do.
Yep.
Awesome. And she'll start getting out as they stop in front of the gate. There was a line, but it kind of slowly came to. And she'll talk to one of the guards and just show papers, merchant cards and stuff like that. The other two do. You're free to show yours. And they just make note, take a look around the cart, take a look at the back caravan. You see one of the guards just patting the big horses. And eventually you are kind of called to pass forward, and you enter into Karavar. It is a lot more protected than one would have let off. It is a closed town that's surrounded by, like, physically closed, as it's surrounded by mountainous range and like smaller stone walls, natural stone walls. But as you get in there, really does look like an oversized market. There are stalls outside, and there are buildings again, like a shopping strip. It seems that these are for people who pay more money to rent these buildings out of the sun. And then towards the back of the little town, you do see a entryway with two large pillars and just a dark tunnel ahead, and that seems to be the entry into the Underdark. We're gonna stop by here, do some business, but is this all you needed? Just being dropped off?
Look, see the other two. Well, if you don't mind, if you're going into the Underdark, we wouldn't mind a ride towards it, or into it, I should say.
Sure, it depends where you're going. This is the ground level, and then there's level 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Where is
I believe we're heading towards Kamal. If I wrote that name down right.
Mm-hmm. You did, and let me double check. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, I have Kamal Loveless at the Sly Harlequin.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that will be level 3. It's one of the more scattered levels. It's not really one big town. It's more like little pockets of town.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can. I'm just going down to level 2. But I can tell you how to get to level 3 if you'd like.
That would be most helpful. Thank you.
Of course. You could just take the railway.
There's the
boy.
railway.
Well, kind of, yeah.
they actually implemented it?
Oh yeah, it's been there for quite a while.
Amazing.
Automated carts, powered by magic. The tunnels, let me tell you, I was there when they were making the tunnels, and it was fun seeing some giant purple worms pop up, because they use those to make the tunnels. They're about the size of a purple worm.
Domesticated, I assume.
Well, yeah.
Well, you could encourage wild animals to go places if you... Anyways, that's fascinating. Where is the rail station?
Well, it depends on the city.
Well, how do you get from this level to Kamal via the rail station?
Well, this is the ground level when you go in. Then from that, you'll actually have to travel just on foot or cart. On the main tunnelway, I don't suggest you take any of the back tunnelways. They're a little bit... They're not as patrolled, and the wildlife there is a little bit more, well, wild. And then once you get to level 1, there's a railway at the back of the main city to level 2 and 3. You could just not like if it'll take you to level 2, and if you don't get off, it'll take you to level 3, and so on and so forth.
The signage, correct?
Oh yeah. There's signage.
Okay.
There a fee we should consider.
Oh well, yeah. There's like train tickets you gotta get.
Anthony looks beyond giddy at all of this.
I think that's the travel option we'll be taking then.
All right. We can take you down to the first level should you want, or we're gonna we're gonna go down to level 1, and then we're just gonna take the railway. We should they're pretty big, so we can put our carts in.
Wonderful. If you don't mind, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. We're just gonna do some business here. We won't be leaving until tomorrow. So that's up to you, but you're free to go now should you wish, or you can wait for us and we can take you there. No problem.
Well,
I'm
I'm
fine to
fine with
stay the
waiting.
night here.
Mhm.
I'd like to remind you that you required also you asked for a letter from the priestess of walking to give to somebody else, something I don't remember.
That was for once we get into Kamal. That's to give to Loveless, I think.
No, that's
No.
from Alina. You asked the priestess of Joaquin for a letter for the Merchants Guild here.
a letter of recommendation to the Merchants Guild.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. Well, you two want to head over to the Merchants Guild? I have some things that I'll pick up here and meet up with you.
All right.
Do you need any guidance through Caravar Man?
Just point me towards the markets.
So kind
Good to go then.
of. All right. We'll be staying over there. That's a little inn. I got a few little inns here. So if you need anything, just call.
I'll need the letter from you, Lucy.
What do you mean?
I gave it to you because it would get lost in my bag.
She'll hand it over.
Thank you. Tucks it away. Kind of drags Titus with him. Yes, it's going to be fun. They have an automated system of travel. That's fascinating. You know, I was trying as he's rambling towards the Merchants Guild.
As they walk away, I guess essentially Anthony's dragging Titus by the arm, but Titus is still facing Lucy. He uses minor illusion to conjure up a wooden sign that says help on it.
There's a few people that look at you like, do you think he's all right?
Please help.
Please help. There's a granny that says, "Son, are you all right?
No, I think I'm being kidnapped.
Sir, why are you kidnapping this other sir?"
And he pauses. What? Turns to Titus. I am not kidnapping you. You're a full-grown
I'll
ass
call the
man.
guards on you, young man.
He turns towards Granny. Ma'am, he is my son. He's playing a prank.
Just looks between Titus and Anthony.
We adopted.
Looks to Titus.
Oh God, I just want to say it wasn't a willing adoption.
That's what we call kidnapping.
I'm
You
fine.
abandon
ma'am.
you.
Thank you. This message was for someone else.
Keeping my eyes on you both. No troublemaking here.
Stop him.
Us? Troublemaking? What?
Drags Titus away by the back of his neck. Look here, you little shit. As he pushes him towards the Merchant Guild.
Abuse.
You do head towards the Merchant Guilds, and it's one of the bigger buildings. And it's got like it's mostly offices, and you see like a mess hall in the back. But there's no one to greet you. You just kind of see people walking around doing business or talking. What are you doing?
Is there a front desk area?
Nope.
Then just stop by someone. Sorry, we have a letter of recommendation from a Temple of Gond given to
Joaquin.
Temple of Joaquin to. Was there like a name given?
Didn't ask for a name.
We have a recommendation from a priestess of Joaquin. We want to submit it to whoever runs this place.
Right. You see like a half orc gentleman. Just go to the back. There's an office, double doors at the end of the hall.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. They just kind of give a little salute. And as you head that way, you do see the two double doors at the end. They're very nicely decorated. And do you just walk in or do you knock?
Politeness. Yeah.
Yeah. All you hear is like, one moment. And you hear some walking around, some paper shuffling. Come in.
Yeah. Hi, sorry to disturb you. We have a letter of recommendation that we were supposed to submit when we got here.
Sure, give me one moment. You see a half-elven woman, pale skin, white hair, black eyes. She has a monocle on one of her eyes, goggles on top of her head, dressed like shirt, vest, gloves, kind of like adventuring mining like kind of gear. Sure, once just go ahead, sit down. As you see her shuffling paper, stand up, file a few things on the wall, and then grab another file, put there, stamp something, put it back. Sure. Let me see the letter.
Just hand it over.
Oh, okay. What do you need then?
We need guidance into the lower half towards the blacksmith's access towards some maker's marks that we are researching for historical posterity across the sea.
Make a deception check.
Well,
Okay. Let me see. Right. I mean, if you need guidance to the Underdark, there's you can talk to people outside. There's also a directory.
right.
This
Looks
speaks
to-
of your good character, but I'm not sure what you're looking for here. If it's Maker's Mark you're looking for, I do have a book of that, but you're gonna have to be more specific and a little honest on what you're looking for. I don't tolerate liars.
Anthony just shrugs, looks to Titus.
Listen, there are some. What I've been briefed on, essentially, there are weapons being made that are being used to hurt a lot of the Fey folk. One of these weapons had a maker's mark on them that was related to the Underdark here. It would... Please, would you let us see the Book of Maker Marks so we can identify who it's from?
No, they'll look at the letter, look at you. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, weapons are made to hurt people. I'm sorry that that's the case though. I can what area specific are you looking for the Maker's Mark? This country, Underdark, Travar, Kamal specifically.
Kamal? Kamal? Is that right?
It's probably would be in the small area. It's from a discontinued line of houses.
I don't think Kamal will be your place.
What would you recommend? We're researching.
How much of the Underdark do you two know?
I'm a surface drow. This is my first time here.
I've
Okay.
only ever gone underground to hide myself.
Tracks. Right. Um, I wish I could tell you where exactly there would be a mark from a discontinued house. Now that is dangerous. I will say, that's not something usually done in the open. But I don't think Kamal is where you're looking for. That's one of the more protected areas.
Would the Smiths know more about the discontinued houses?
They might. I mean, some of them are from discontinued houses, or at least learned from people from discontinued houses, since that happened a few centuries ago.
Is there anyone you would think, could you point us in even in remotely right direction to ask about this?
Oh, okay. Well, you might want to talk to one of the undertakers.
Is that a name for your gravekeepers, or is just a name in general?
Not gravekeepers. Okay, y'all. I really don't know. They're not really gravekeepers. Not really. Just it's a station. It's a like a title.
Oh, okay.
They
Right.
Lawmen of sorts.
Oh, okay.
You call your lawmen undertakers. I like that.
Well, not everyone actually. There's the sheriffs, of the towns. Some people call them constables. Depends on what you like. Undertakers. There's only a handful of undertakers, maybe less. Um,
Oh.
Undertakers are your above the law, bounty hunters of sorts.
Understood. Sort of like someone gets a hit out put on them because they did something wrong. The undertakers get called in, and dead or alive, they get a bounty.
Yeah. They are sort of like in the best way possible the boogeyman. They are, there's only a handful of them or less, like I said, depending on the level. Their job is to take out any big, outlaws or bandits. I mean, the cities have their own, laws enforced depending on the city, and their own private guards and everything. All right, sit down. But each city has its own laws. They work
Right.
together, but each city is its own place. Um, the one thing they all agree on is undertakers. They were made after Fall of Lolth. Their job is to stomp out any corruption in the government, any hidden cults, any tyranny, and any big time lawbreakers.
Okay.
They're really very well respected, but nobody really wants to see them, because if you see them, you know something wrong.
Right. How acquainted are you with the people of the Underdark?
I mean, I live there. Well, I live in level 1. It's the small level.
Specifically, do you know anything about someone named Lovelace?
Am I?
Titus reaches into his pouch, fishes out 10 gold, and puts it on the table.
I appreciate your goal, but it's not needed.
Listen, he'll swipe the gold and put it away. We were told to meet with them. We have no clue what their disposition might be, and I don't like walking into a fight that I don't know anything about.
I don't know them personally. Honestly, nobody really knows any Undertaker personally.
They're an undertaker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The name's known throughout the Underdark. They're one of the better ones.
Hmm.
How does one go about commissioning an undertaker?
Well, first you gotta get a message to them personally.
I think we could sort that out.
I've never myself commissioned one, but I would assume you'd have to talk to them. They're not really for hire. If you understand what I mean. They're not bounty hunters, really. They don't get they get paid by the certain governments after a job, but you don't get commissioned. They get calls when something big's happening, but a lot of the times they'll suss something out themselves. They'll do their job. I don't really know how the internal workings of an undertaker are.
What you've told us is great. Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't know what the fuck you're all dealing with, but I don't. I'll get you that book.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And from there, because we're only a minute off, we'll take a break as you see the lady stand up and going through like a locked cabinet, looking through books. We'll fade off there and we'll go into break.
Fantastic. We'll see y'all shortly. Bye-bye.
All right. So as I take a drink of water, we come back to the elven woman putting down effectively a binder that has different maker's mark on it. I hope you find what you're looking for there. Towards the back, there's the old maker's mark from the houses. We have them just as in case.
Thank you.
Of course.
Titus slides the binder over to Anthony.
Anthony kind of just taps his shoulder as soon climbs up onto it. It might take a moment, so you don't need to entertain us, he'll say to the merchant.
Well,
Titus is getting stand up.
you're in my office, and that's my book, so you'll kind of have to stay here for that.
Well, yes, we can stay in your office, but if you have work, he gestures to the binder. Thoroughly entertained.
Yeah, go ahead. Get comfortable. It's a thick book.
Mm-hmm.
And that's only one of the thick books that you saw her take out.
Right. He pulls out the drawing he made of the maker's mark, so he doesn't have to pull out the weapon itself. Flips towards the older houses and starts looking for it.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
Hate it. 7.
Okay. You're going through it, and you're going through it with what you think it's fine tooth comb. Fine tooth comb. You're not seeing the exact maker's mark that you're looking for, actually. You see some that might look similar, but There's always something different about it. Seems that the old houses do have like a general symbol and then the one attribute that makes it different that ascribes to a specific house. Titus, are you helping him or are you just
Nope.
okay?
He has kicked back, probably just casually looking over to Anthony every now and again. If not, pipe is out. He's not the reading type.
How long are you looking through this book?
I mean, he's going to be there a while. Anthony's not going to give up until he finds what he's looking for.
For sure. You spend quite a few hours there, kind of going back and forth and making notes. And it's not until like the second hour, Lucy, you're like, I don't even know where these guys are. It's been 2 hours. You got done with your shopping in like 45 minutes. You're just hanging around. There's some good ass food here, by the way.
Yeah, she'll just patiently wait.
And it is until just the end of the second hour, the beginning of the third, that you realize it's not a specific house symbol. It's a combination of two house symbols.
Who realizes that? I do?
No, Anthony,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I think he sits back in realization and he kind of curses as he tries to parse the two symbols apart.
Is it two house symbols combined?
Yep. I don't know these houses.
Some of your surface Drow probably don't know, especially if you're you look young. If you were born within the last century.
Yep. Definitely was born in the last century.
Well, you weren't born yesterday, old man. I'm gonna go get us some drinks while you get this all sorted out.
He looks visibly frustrated.
Rye whiskey it is, then.
I'll put here the house that it is.
He'll turn to the proprietor. Boss, do you want anything while I'm up?
If you could get me lunch, that'd be great.
Any recommendations?
There's a really good tavern a few blocks down. It's called the Salty Dog.
Back to hell.
They got a good
you
special.
belong. 3 specials it is then. Okay.
Can you go find Lucy as well, please?
Already on it.
Thank you.
Pinging the setting
Take
here.
soon.
Hey Lucy, lunch date?
I'm already eating. Where are you two?
Anthony's being frustrated because he figured out the symbol we're looking for is actually 2 Drow house symbols mushed together. So he's doing that. I'm about to go to the Salty Dog to pick up 3 specials.
I'm already here.
Oh, perfect. See you in like 5.
Okay. When you get there, Lucy is just sitting at a table with a long string of just like hemp cord in front of her, ripping pieces of brightly colored fabric into 6-inch strips.
Darling, you're going to need much more than 6 inches to tie someone up.
Slow blink. This isn't for tying anyone up, dear. Also, it would need to be much thicker than that. It's for Anthony's birthday party. Look, I'm making a banner. And she's tied probably like 4 of the 6-inch strips to the hemp cord to create kind of a banner dealio.
Bless. Where are we going to hang this?
I was thinking I'd cast Tiny Hut so that, one, we wouldn't be seen, and two, we had a reliable place to do it. And then I could just tack it up to the inside of the hut.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. We're going to find out.
Fuck around and find out it is. Sorry, 1 second. To the bar. Sorry, 3 specials to go.
You got it.
Slides the appropriate amount of gold. I'll be over there with my friend.
Sure thing.
Should we get him something?
Oh, I already did.
And you didn't tell me.
Well, I just thought of it when we got here, and I wanted to see if I could find the things to do what I wanted to do first before I went and got anything for his actual gift.
What did you get him so I don't double up?
Okay, I got him this, and this. And Jen, take your headset off. Lucy got a piggy bank in the shape of a owl bear that says on the side, "Money I owe Lucy." The second item is a wooden llama on a stand that collapses when you press a button, and then when you let go of the button, it stands right back up. And the third item is a book on structural engineering using recently discovered techniques.
I have the perfect idea. Hold on. He'll wave to the proprietor, point to Lucy, and just could you hand that off to her? I'll be right back.
Sure.
Actually, I want Jen to hear this.
Okay.
Titus goes out. Is there like a novelty store?
Like yeah, there's like your novelty, like kind of like tourist trap type of thing.
Specifically, Titus is going to look for a slip-on cover for a book.
Yeah, you can get those.
And
there's other workers here.
He would like the words what's it, embroidered into the leather,
embossed
into the leather, How to Eat Ass, a comprehensive guide. And then he'll get like a blank notebook and slip the cover on it.
The workers are just like, yeah, we can do that.
It's a gift for a friend.
You know what you do with it is up to you.
When that's done, he'll come back to Lucy and show her the book.
Oh, perfect.
Get that. And once you come back, the food is ready. They kind of come to you in like they almost look like steamer baskets, so they kind of stack. But instead of like the kind of like woven bottom or top, it's solid. It's pretty thin, and so it's like bamboo. And
basically their takeaway stuff.
Yeah. You don't have styrofoam, but you can get cheap bamboo stuff.
Which is a lot more eco-friendly.
Yeah. So they kind of set it up and tie it off all together because they stack. And they just give it to you.
Cheers, love. I'm gonna head back and drop these off. Do you want me to tell Anthony anything?
Well, obviously not about the party. Where are we staying the night? Did you want to stay here?
Sure. I beats roughing it outside of a cave.
Okay. I'll get us 3 rooms and move up there.
Will do.
Just let me know when you're on your way back and I'll hide everything.
You will get ascending. I don't need to make noises. I can just say we're on our way. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ta for now, then.
See you then.
Walk. A few minutes later, opens the door, plops food in front of Anthony, the proprietor, and opens up his.
There are now
Take it.
2 different sized mechanical mushrooms on the table.
You certainly have been busy.
I got frustrated.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
This Frey and Blossom.
Mushrooms.
Well, it would be odd to see a fae and a chicken, cobra chicken, down in the Underdarks.
Would it?
Yeah.
Bless you. You're so pretty.
Reaches over. Do you see any goose or fae people in the Underdarks?
To whom?
Look at Titus.
Well, having a very short stint in the Underdarks, I did not see goose or fae people, but we see weird
Mycelium.
shit all the time.
Mushroom people are more likely to be in the houses are two different symbols.
Yes, I gathered
Mm-hmm,
from your frustrated guffaws.
Yep. And yet, you know that the Underdark language doesn't follow the common alphabet, so they are on. He pulls out the 2 pages he's marked, and they're basically on the opposite sides of the book. Yeah.
What am I looking at?
Houses.
I'm looking at a book, not a house.
These are the grand houses.
Great. Lovely. So, what? Collaborating? Merger?
I don't know enough about Under. I assume they probably merged, married. 2 great houses probably combined into one. But I'm not sure who was the dominant house and who allowed their symbol to be absorbed into the other. Or if it was a mutual agreement, then that's. He pauses as he pulls out a history book, but that's unlikely. They didn't seem to be that forward thinking when it comes to house absorbing.
One house that's serving the other house is not uncommon on those sides.
Yeah.
It is uncommon now since there are no houses, supposedly.
So what are these two? Do you know where these houses sat? He kind of looks up the name. Veneer?
House Veneer and House. I'm gonna assume this is how you say it because it has an X. Trollerin.
Can you spell it?
It's in the Nexus Discord chat for us. I'll put it in the Roll20 as well.
Veneer and I believe that's like a Zolarin.
Zolarin.
Lauren.
I was thinking of the. It's not Mexican. Mexican's not a language, but the way they pronounce the X in.
Can we just say the X is silent and call them Orlaren?
We'll say Zolarin. That's fine. Like xylophone.
That could be like LaRue, where the X is silent.
Yeah.
Which house was like? I know there was what top 10, top 12 houses, 20 top 20 houses. Did these houses fall into that hierarchy?
Billboard Top 40.
Yeah.
Well, there are only 20 houses, and then they were ranked by power. House
Right.
Veneer. Now that was major power. That was house number 1.
I've still have heard. But what about these 2 houses? Were they in the top 10? Did they fall in the top?
Again, House
Anything?
Veneer was number 1.
Veneer. Well, yes, but the other one. So it's
Veneer
Veneer absorbed.
One, see, she'll kind of go through another book, start looking at it. Zoran was and she's like 8.
I would
I
have.
mean, these the placements change. One house would destroy another house, take their place. Things will move up, move down.
Would Veneer absorb house? The 8th house surely would go after the 2nd house.
Well, there wasn't there from my knowledge, House Veneer didn't absorb or defeat. That's more what you're looking for. Zoran within their time. They may have been up on the ladder, but each house has its own specialty. So it depends on where your power is coming from.
It was just a power grab mostly by House 8. Marry into the top house and you're set for life.
You don't really marry into the houses, but that's fine. Houses don't unify through marriage. They didn't unify through marriage.
Power structure.
Business merger.
One house would take out another house and take their spot.
Hostile takeover.
Yeah. As long as nobody knew you were the house that did it, no one cared.
So
The
was it
list would
Veneer?
move up. Veneer was
But-
number one. Nobody fucked with Veneer.
The Veneer went after the Lauren.
The what?
Number 1 went after number 8.
What are you talking about?
The absorption of the reason there's 2 symbols.
Yes,
Okay.
the one symbol's for House Veneer, one symbol's for House Lauren.
So why are they smushed together?
I don't know. That's not common. Listen, I know history, but I'm not a professor. I'm just telling you what I know. I know the general history. I mean, it was more maybe 50 years after the rebellion.
Maybe a child was produced between the 2 houses and they just used that symbol.
Maybe.
Hmm. I mean, we do have a drow we could ask.
I thought you said you were surface drow.
I am a surface drow.
We caravanned in with another drow.
Okay. I mean, if they're well read and well versed in what happened, sure.
Could
We
also...
might have to dive into the Underdarks for this one. This is history that they're not. This is history that's not good history.
I mean, do you know the entire history of the human race? You should look to you, Titus.
In the 3rd age of man, and he begins to recite the Lord of the Rings.
Right. Again, you have to ask people who are, well versed in this. Historian, maybe. You're not gonna know the entire history of your people as a person just because.
And sometimes some people don't have the intent to. Sometimes it's best to let sleeping dogs lie.
And this dog was put down.
According to the symbolage, I doubt that. Or
They
at
were
least
put
whatever.
down.
At least whatever remnants is coming back up.
I wonder if it's a misdirect. Anyways, thank you for your time. I'm sorry I stole all your time looking for a symbol that it kind of stands up, takes a sandwich. Thank you.
Anthony has.
Thank you. She'll hold up her special. And it's like really good, like barbecue, basically.
Mm.
Yeah.
If Anthony's looking inside of his like little steamer basket, he has a lot less fries than when he started.
Frowns at it,
Or shop.
reaches over and just takes Titus's sandwich. Thank you.
Boy.
And wanders out of the office. Thank you. I'm sorry I put your office in a state.
I mean, I just gave you the one book. I mean, I let you borrow. You're not taking it. You know that, right?
Yes, it's on your desk.
Yeah.
He's wandering away. Where's Lucy?
The audacity on this man, taking a whole ass sandwich fries as retribution. Oh, Salted Dog. She's gotten rooms for us.
Fantastic.
You and I are sharing.
All right. I sleep naked.
I know.
Good.
I do too.
Where's the salted dog?
The Titus will lead the way, pinging Lucy. We're on our way, about 5 minutes out.
All right. See you in a few.
Get over to the Salty Dog. They do have like an inn next to them. They're more of like the food place. But you're able to get rooms. Is there anything you'd like to talk about or do in the meantime?
Update Lucy on what Anthony has found.
So once again, we have more questions than answers.
Isn't that the nature of things, though?
Yeah.
Why smush the two houses together?
I don't know. Could be a misdirect. Could be something. Could be nothing.
That's what I said.
Nah.
Politically, from what we've been told, it doesn't make sense.
All right.
Especially with the top house. You don't fuck with the top house, apparently.
Like I said, could be something, could be nothing. Not anything I'm going to lose sleep over until we have a solid answer.
No, it's fair. Did shopping go well?
It did.
Yeah. I think we should leave the caravan behind and find our way to the tram station on our own.
Okay. Should we ask them for directions?
That would be good. If we're getting into things, I don't want to involve more people than we already have been.
Fair enough.
I'll get directions. He'll stand up to go find Darla.
Here's your room key. Here's the
Thank
third one on the
you.
left. Titus is
Thank
between
you.
us.
As usual.
That's how we keep an eye on you.
I'm not a child. I don't need constant supervision.
Have you met you?
Sadly,
The
yes.
word display above soon that says doubt.
Press X
Hey.
to doubt. There's just an X.
In the time apart, I've become a responsible adult.
If you say so.
I run a business. And he'll adjust his shirt.
Soon says in a mix of various voices, sap man.
You are within Eldritch Blast distance, young Soon.
Don't you dare. I had to put a deposit on our rooms.
Sits in his chair, pouting, orders another sandwich for himself because Anthony took his.
Where are you going, Anthony?
He's going to find Darla just to ask for directions to the train station,
Okay.
saying they're going to depart at a different time.
Okay. You go over to the place where she pointed out that she was staying. It seems like a bigger inn than the one that you're at. And by bigger, I mean instead of 2 stories, 3-story. But you asked around, you're able to find her, and she says, well, it was nice to meet you, darling.
Yes, thank you for taking us this far. We just want to explore this area a bit more, that's all.
That's fair. When you go to the ground level, it's all just kind of like stalls of food and like traveling preparations. And then if you ask a worker, they'll be able to direct you to the correct terminal and all that stuff. I mean, there's only the one train, but you know.
Of course. Yes.
Well, actually, there's two, and one goes south, and the one goes. Well, it's not really south. It's like more underneath ground,
Yeah.
and then other one up above ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can we get the tickets at the station or?
Yeah, you can buy the tickets. Just make sure you have your papers. They're gonna go through some security, you know, as long as you're clean, you're good. You can get tickets there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Of course. You have a safe trip?
You too. Thank you, Darla. Sam, Finn. I'll give a nod
Just nod their
before
head, yeah.
go back towards where Lucy and Titus are. Once he's there, he'll sit down and kind of lean back. All right. All fixed. Basically, once we're down there, we'll just ask where the station is. That's about it.
All right.
Get tickets at the station.
Does everyone still have their alternate papers?
Mm-hmm.
We should switch to those for the remainder.
Sounds good.
I shall be Lord Simon Heimerdinger of Loomberi, clothier merchant.
Fabulous.
That's just all right.
Whoever gave us these alibis, I will have a stern talking to later.
I mean, if you could find Echo, then be my guest.
No, that sounds like too much of a hassle.
Right.
Registry's gonna
Very
be
long
fucked up.
hassle.
I will continue to drink and complain into my drink.
I'm sure
Okay.
your drink is very supportive.
Have to find something at the bottom of this bottle.
Peanut just
There's a
hops up into
worm.
Titus's lap.
Hey there, handsome. How have you been?
He can tell when people are upsetty spaghetti, as Jack likes to say.
I'm not really upsetty spaghetti, Peanut, but I do appreciate the help.
There's just a furious tail wag.
Yeah.
Ear nuggies.
And a kitty. So I'm putting my little kitten, Walnut. Now there's gonna be a kitten there named Walnut and Peanut. But yeah, you can take your rest. Make sure you take a long rest if you expended anything. As the night passes without problem. But Anthony, can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Why?
8.
Okay. It passes without issue. And it's, you see the light of the morning wake you up. Birds chirping. You realize this might be the last time in a little bit where you see the morning sun, or the sun in general as you're heading to the Underdark. Would you like to stop and do anything, or are you heading straight to the Underdark?
Lucy's good to go.
Well, good to go. Anthony will put away his sun hat and tuck it into his bag.
Oh, gonna miss the sky. All right, let's go. Let's do this before I have second thoughts.
Okay. As you head in, it's there's a similar gate to the front of the town. It is 2 pillars with a gate in the middle. And you see there's a line for carts and a line for people. You're able to get in line. There's just it's long, but it moves fairly consistently. And as you go in, you do get asked for your papers. And it's basically like a customs, and they ask, business or pleasure. Like, are you here for business? Are you here on like personal traveling time?
little bit of both.
Okay. They ask to check your weapons. At least the one that are visible to you, to them. Just making a note of making sure kind of like what you have. Do y'all give your weapons up freely? We checked.
Yeah, the ones that can be seen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The check-in desk, essentially, Titus pulls out 4 daggers, a rapier, a shield. There's a bow staff, 2 hand axes for some reason. I don't even know where I got these from.
Okay. That's interesting. They just start checking them. It takes a little longer with all the weapons that Titus has.
It's worth when it comes to Anthony because he has so many fucking weapons.
But eventually you do head down some stairs, and you see that the stairs do get taller the more you go down, and eventually you get to this flat underground area where you see behind, like as you enter, the wall behind you has tellers. There's people going there to buy tickets. There's two signs. I see that one goes directly to level 4, and the other one starts at level 1 and 2 and 3. You can go and get your tickets. They're about 5 silver a piece, nothing too big. And here you still see a variety of races. But the tellers do seem to be Durgard and Drow mostly. What? RJ, did you say something?
Oh, sorry, I muted to yawn.
Oh, okay. And as you wait, they direct you to the train that you're supposed to take, and it's strange. It's a little passageway. You have kind of seating areas, and you see this window through the rock, and inside you see a tunnel, and underneath that you see the railway. And it's not extremely loud, but you do feel a vibration as you start seeing a cart kind of pulling up, and it is made out of metal and stone. Very well made. They do connect through a bit of a passageway. It's connected to other carts. The maximum seems to be about 3 or 4 for this one, at least. And it seems like the other one has a bigger capacity. But there is a train, as not the conductor, but ticket checker on every cart. You all are you see people start walking into the cart and sitting. It's if you remember, if I know you guys have, but if anyone viewing has seen Spirited Away, the little cart that she takes to get across the ocean, it's kind of like that. It's not like a huge train cart where it's built to be completely closed off. It's got windows and open areas, and it's a bit smaller. It maybe fits 15 people at a time. But you're able to get in there. And as the train starts moving, you see the ticket ticker start passing by. You see it's this younger half goblin, a person of no descript gender. And you see the greenish tint that are a bit taller. And they start taking your ticket, and they just start clipping it.
How long is it typically to Station 3? Sorry, first time going into the Underdarks.
Level 3, it's gonna take maybe about an hour and a half.
Thank you.
Of course. And they keep taking tickets, and you see it's mostly dark. There's light in this cart, but because the tunnels are closed off, the only windows that you see and some light that you see is as you pass by different towns and different cities, and they do stop. And you do see the name of each town at each stop. And you start seeing how different it starts looking. Some have the railway station where it looks very much like similar to the towns up above, but once you look in, you start seeing a lot of stalactites and stalagmites that are huge, that have buildings incorporated into it or around it, depending on the size, coming from the bottom and from the top. As you keep going, you pass your time. Eventually, you do get to Kamal. It is the last stop at the third layer. And you're able to step off. And as you do, it's similar to the area in the ground level where there's tickets and there's people coming in and out. But as you get out, you see it's a mixture of stalactite and stalagmite buildings and built stone and metal buildings. And just because I can, I'm gonna. Don't think people can. Little music for those that are listening in the Roll20. But you do see a where is it? You see the railway station, and you come off the tracks, and it opens up to this one of the larger towns. And as you come up, you see this main thoroughfare, main street, where you see these big buildings. Some are built onto stalagmites or inside stalagmites and stalactites. Others are just built around it. What would you like to do?
Anthony just has this look of wonder on his face. He normally squints just because the sun's so bright, but he looks visibly relaxed as he's just staring across the city and looking back at the train station, and he has this childlike wonder across his face.
Lucy, darling, did you remember the leash?
And it doesn't need a leash.
Looks over to Anthony.
Oh, just grab him by the ear.
Is that a little culturally insensitive since we're down here?
I don't know.
Titus just puts a hand on Anthony's shoulder to make sure he knows where Anthony is at all times.
It's
Starts to ramble about public transportation.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. You see that the lights inside of this area do come out of the buildings and light up the area, but you also see that there's basically street lights, and at the top of the taller buildings or stalactites that aren't being used buildings, there are various lights, some artificial, others natural, as you see a lot of bioluminescent plant life, and it gives this kind of purplish glow to the entire place. Once you're under street lights or like in the light of like businesses and homes, and mostly you see businesses on this main thoroughfare, it's that more natural orangey light, but out in the city in general, it's like this purplish bluish light.
The bisexual lighting is out.
The bisexual lighting is out.
This is a feat of engineering that needs to be brought to the surface.
I'm sure if the surface wanted it, they'd have it.
Surface needs a lot of things that it doesn't know it needs.
And let me guess, you're going to be the one to bring it to the surface.
I was going to actually put it towards the artificers and use a bridge to build out the transport. I'm not public transport. I don't actually know how to work transport.
Anthony Silverhorn admitting that he doesn't know something. I never thought I'd see the day.
Oh,
Puts a
transport and engineering
Hand
transport.
on Anthony's forehead, just to. No, he's not feverish. It's a little sweaty, though.
Public engineering for public transport is different than
Public engineering gets you off, I get it.
What happened to I build towns on weekends?
I do build towns on weekends. I don't plan the transport part.
You do the city
Mhm.
planning, but
Mhm.
you don't do the logistics of transportation within. You should make more walkable cities.
Well, somebody else handles that. I make the buildings to fit within the walkable cities. There's divisions.
Mhm.
I'm the architect, not the engineer.
Leans over to Lucy. Want to see how long he rambles for if we keep on giving him like non sequitur questions?
Absolutely.
Okay. So regale to me again. You are not responsible for the transportation of the walkable cities, yet you build the walkable cities.
I plan with walkable cities, but there are divisions within those plannings. There's transport engineer, there is architectural engineer,
We're
there's
walking and talking.
biological engineering, and we are planning to incorporate more of an eco-friendly city. So
Yes, but then what about influxes of population? Do you also go for like housing booms or the like?
we plan for housing booms, mostly towards the backside of the city where there isn't a large population of people. Same pattern, we just mostly copy, paste, and repeat, as long as we keep the ecological vision in mind, because we are keeping in mind the sea-dwelling creatures as well as fey beings that might cross into our city.
I don't like this game anymore. I'm getting a headache.
I got bored halfway through that last sentence.
Yeah.
Well, actually, as you walk through, again, it is one of the bigger cities, but it's bigger because it is very spacious. That you notice that between the buildings and there's a lot of space. So space wise, it's bigger, but eventually you do see that it's got the very basics for a town to live there. It is popular. There is space for people to stay here. But as you walk through, you see that it has a few hotels, the main drugstore or apothecary. There's places to do laundry. You see lands claim offices, miners' offices, libraries, saloons that are called saloons. You see as well sheriff's offices as you walk through, and through the directories you see all the stuff that it has. You see that it has well, I think the one that sticks out to most, I think especially Anthony, is the one that says gunsmith.
I think his eyes narrow for a moment. Takes a mental note on, and then pulls out his notebook, writes something down, and puts it away.
Oh, this place has a thermal spa.
Yeah, sure, has a thermal spa. It has the basic grocers, and it says again railway station where you just came from, an assay office. Assay, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And then towards the back, you start seeing a lot of blacksmiths. As you start seeing the part of the town that makes this town famous, which is its blacksmithing.
Well, should we just start going through the blacksmiths, asking to see their wares and window shop a bit? Look at the marks on the weapons?
These marks won't be on their weapons.
You never know.
We can take a small sample size. Science.
Let's narrow it down to smiths that specialize in silver making. They'll narrow it down into what we were looking for. Silver weapons are highly specialized in themselves.
All right. Sounds good enough. Lucy will pull down the hood of her cloak, and she looks like a female drow elf, vaguely looking related to Anthony.
And you're able to make your way to the other side of town. And this place is you see people walking out and about, like any other town. And as you make your way to where the blacksmiths are, you see that a little bit further out, there is an entry to a mine. There are multiple entries to mines, as they keep these two close. And there's not like 20, like 30 blacksmith here. There is about 5, maybe 6. And you can clearly tell what they specialize in. Like some specialize in weapons, others armor, tools, your basic, nails, stuff like that. But as you start looking at them, you start seeing, especially those that are familiar with blacksmithing, which I would say would be mostly Anthony and maybe Titus, at least from the weapons that you purchase. These weapons are beautifully made, not just by the attention to detail, but the balance, the purity of the metal, the techniques that you can see some blacksmiths doing, the weapons, the armor, everything is made almost to perfection. And you see that there are some workings with minerals that you have never thought that it'd be able to be worked. These minerals will be able to be worked, but they have found ways of incorporating that into their blacksmithing and somehow making the armor and the weapons stronger.
Beautiful.
You're muted, Sarah. Sorry.
Lucy just looks up and goes, I want one of everything. Right, we're working. So what do you think? We just walk up and ask them if they specialize in silversmithing?
Yeah. Looking for silver weapons.
Lucy's gonna look to the shop that catches her eye the most, because I assume they all have stuff on display.
Yeah, they do. These do double as like shops and blacksmiths.
She's gonna walk up to the one that has the short sword that catches her eye the most.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, I'm looking to commission
Yes.
hi, I'm looking to commission a silvered blade. Do you happen to work in silver?
Not silver specifically, but we can make a blade and give it a silver coating.
Do you have anyone around who specializes in silver?
Those would be the silversmiths. But they most likely will be making jewelry rather than weapons or armors.
Right. This short sword here.
Mhm.
Can you tell me about it? It's exquisite.
Of course. And you see that this short sword has a mithril a handle to it that has this dark I don't know what canonly mithril looks like. I know what it looks like in my head, and that's what it's gonna look like in my homebrew world. It has this really beautiful dark steel bluish tinted coloring to it that's been polished to perfection, and it is made of this it looks like these twinning vines that have the etchings of thorns in them. They don't come out, but they're just etchings. It has a beautiful moonstone on the pommel that's protected, and then the blade itself is this exquisite violet color. that seems to be natural of the metal. And she tells you that, you know, the handle's made of mithril. It's carved by our in-house designers. The metal itself is a metal that you'll only be able to find in Kamal. It's called star steel. It's one of the best metals out there and one of the most beautiful, if I do say so myself.
It is quite exquisite. How much would something like this run someone?
Basic one with this design, it would run about 500 gold. Something less designed and maybe with other materials will be cheaper. But if you really like the look of it, we can also incorporate some of the star steel or mithril into other designs, maybe where it's not the majority of the blade, so you can still get that look.
No, I want this one.
All right. So just the one? We do have a pair of matching daggers, if you'd like to look at those.
How much are the daggers?
The whole set in itself will run you about 800 gold.
Anthony, can I borrow 300 gold?
Titus puts 800 gold on the counter.
Oh, sugar daddy, I like it.
Consider it a early gift.
And you when you take it, they'll put it in a box, and once it's in more enclosures, you see that the star steel itself gives off this very, very low glow. It's not bright like a glow light. It's more like almost like moonlight to it. It doesn't give away precision or anything in terms of tactics, but it just adds to this beautiful shimmering color. And they put it in this long box where they put the it's padded. They put the short sword and then the two daggers on the side. They close it. It's this beautifully made wooden box. You don't get charged extra for it because you already paid the 800 gold for the thing. And it says the names of the smithing store. Let me get that for you real quick.
Oh, also, I'm sorry. Could you write me a bill of sales?
Oh yes, no, that comes with it. I'll make sure to get it for you.
Perfect. Leaning over to Lucy. I could get this expense as a work venture.
Technically, we all could.
Well, also, essentially, the state of Loomberi just paid for those daggers.
Anthony pauses. I beg your pardon.
The state of Loomberi just paid for these daggers.
Not technically a state.
City.
You see that on the box itself is out very beautifully made with intricate carvings as well. It's like the perfect place to keep these. And on top, it does have a certain design of just a bigger version of the maker's mark, which is this beautiful swirling mark. And at the bottom, it does say Elara do at. I'll write it out for you on the Discord so we don't lose it.
Anthony, anything for you here?
He kind of pauses as he's kind of admiring this beautiful scimitar blade, and he's like, maybe. It's nice.
You see the scimitar blade you're holding. It seems to be a mixture of metals, as there's this beautiful light steel color that has these blue veins coming through it, that like marble throughout the steel.
You could probably sell some of your other weapons. Lower the cost a bit.
I could. How much is this?
That one is going to be about 300 gold.
Oh, I can pay for that straight up. Okay, he places 300 gold down.
Okay.
It's fine.
Thought you all got paid.
We do occasionally.
You can get that.
Fëanor said I couldn't bring another weapon home unless I paid for it myself. It's just going to be a display piece, I think.
So if I were to pay for that weapon, you couldn't take it home, you're saying? By the bylaws of what you've agreed with Feanor, you must pay for said weapon. And
Not rub
Titus is
me
already
at this.
pulling out a small coin pouch.
Don't use the technicality of a deal with the Fae. To deny him his sword. It's almost his birthday.
Fine.
It is almost my 47th birthday.
See the young Drow woman start wrapping up the scimitar again with a really beautifully intricate made box with carvings and again the symbol on them and Elara Duat.
Just gonna hold it to his chest. This is the most beautiful weapon I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, thank you. And the young Drow woman just kind of smiles at you. We're so glad that you enjoy our wares. We pride ourselves in the beauty, and not only the how well they're made, but the beauty of them.
You do trades with the surface at all?
We don't trade in bulk. Any weapons, you'd have to come down here and buy.
That's fine. Merchant trade? Would you be amicable to a setup between a merchant and your weapons?
Like I said, we don't do straight trades with the. You can get something commissioned, and then our blacksmith will either take the commission or deny it. And then you'd have to come down here and get it. We don't do like again bulk trading.
That's all right. If you have a commission book or sheet I can take with me, I would love to commission your work.
Oh yes, of course. Let me get some paperwork, and they'll hand you the bill of sales to both items, and then they give you kind of like a commission sheet. You can also just commission through letter, but they do have like a sheet as well, and they give you the parchment, and it says their name, the blacksmith's names on it. There you go. You can hand that in or send that in through a letter.
Thank you. I think a lot of people would be interested in commissioning this, actually. Mostly me. Probably get a lot of business from me.
Many people are interested in commissioning. We are very select about the commissions that we do get. So
Of course, yes. Quick question. If I wanted to do a bulk sale of weapons, I know you don't, but do you know smiths that do? Because we are interested in trade, obviously, but we're looking to venture into bulk sales, and we were wondering who to work with.
well, if I'm honest, the blacksmith here, we don't really do bulk sales here. Not just this blacksmith, but the town. That's kind of how we get our traffic in, and also we don't do bulk sales because it diminishes the quality of the work if we're doing something that has to be fast and quick. If it is something in bulk, say more than 1 or 2 sets, that's going to take more time, months. Maybe we've had commissions that take even years to make.
Oh yes, I imagine so.
Especially if we have to work with another blacksmith. Sometimes someone wants a matching armor from Elmira at the armor, and a matching armor and weapon set that we do here. So we'll work with them, and that might take some extra time, especially if we have to get extra materials in, as we have. It's kind of like on demand. We don't have a bulk of materials here. The rest of the materials kind of go out through the different cities. And yeah, sorry, I'm rambling.
No, it's all right. Do you know anyone in either part of the Underdarks or what have you would do bulk sales? Because we're, like I said, we're interested, but we would want something that's made here locally because we want to branch the two.
A level 2 has a bigger like blacksmith. I don't want to say factory, but they do have a bigger blacksmith with multiple blacksmiths that work in order. You could probably get bulk sales from them.
All right. Do you have a name for that particular smith?
Let me look. I think is Cersei Smiths. So it's SER apostrophe CEE. Cersei.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your work, and
Of course. I hope you enjoy your weapons. And
of
do
course.
take good care of them. They do last a very long,
Oh,
especially the
yes.
star steel. That'll last you a very long time without needing to have it looked at. If
Amazing.
you I would suggest with the star steel that you come back down here to get it worked if it's chipped or scratched or anything, as we are the only ones that do work with that metal.
Of course, yes. Thank you. We're also looking into. We're from the surface. I'm a surface drow. There isn't a lot of history in the way of smithing and maker's marks and stuff like that on the surface. And we're looking into some maker mark history just to bring it up to the surface so we can teach the young ones, teach the history of the people.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know Maker's Mark were so important to history.
Well, it shows how smithing evolved over time and stuff like it's a general respect the craft sort of thing.
I mean, for sure. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest. The Maker's Marks that you see nowadays are relatively new within the last few centuries.
I would imagine so, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably find that at a library.
Library. Is there one that would catalog the old and new, like a specific library, general archive that we could look into?
I mean, there's the archives over at the city hall. They do have a small library as well. I wouldn't know any other towns, and I know they have histories and historical documents as well.
Fabulous. Which way to City Hall?
It's gonna be right back where you came. It's literally the middle of the thoroughfare, all the way to your left. There's gonna be a bigger building. It's on one of the bigger stalactites on the top.
All right.
I hope you're not scared of heights because you're gonna have to climb a few ladders.
No. Thank you for everything, and thank you just for the beauty of your work. It's beyond anything I could tell you.
Thank you. That's my mom's rig. My name is Misdrim Juat.
Well, thank you, Misdrim.
You're very welcome.
He'll give a bow of his head and kind of clutch his sword to his chest as he wanders away.
So, where to next?
City Hall, possibly to the second level to see a Cersei blacksmith. They deliver in bulk.
All right. Which level are we currently on now?
3rd.
Well, before we do that, do you think we should check out the Undertaker whose name we were apparently given?
Loveless. Time frame on that.
No, but I mean, if they're working in bounties, the sooner the better, I'd say.
Getting into contact with them is going to be the issue, I think.
Meet them at this pub at the 3rd level.
We were told that you could ask for them at the Slight Harlequin.
Mm-hmm.
We could go to the Sly Harlequin. The Sly Harlequin.
The Sly Harlequin, dear.
Okay.
It's about lunchtime now. Let's grab something to eat. Sample the local cuisine.
Let's do it. This will be a nice immersion into all of it.
All right.
If you're tired of chewing the scenery, old man, I think some food will do you good.
I really want to holiday here with Fëanor, but I fear he would never see me if I came down here, so...
I mean, if he sent you down here without any money, you wouldn't be able to get far.
You would think that.
Anyways, put your sword away. You look like a tourist carrying it like that.
He kind of puts it away and grumbles. Which way to the... Where are we going?
stop someone. Sorry, looking for the Sly Harlequin.
You stop. It's a drow gentleman. They have a pair of glasses at the tip of the room. That's gonna be over by you see that that hotel,
Mm-mm.
4-story railing.
Yes.
So next to it, it's a small building. It's gonna be right there.
Cheers.
No worries. Have a good day.
You too. Ta-da.
And echoes it. Ta-da!
Good work,
Oh.
both of you.
And as you make your way there, when they said small building, they really do mean small building. It's a 1-story building, not built into any stalactite or stalagmite or any rock formation, but just it looks almost like a house. And it has the saloon doors. And as you walk in, it's very small. There's 3 tables and then a bar at the corner. There are a few people there, but it's not overly filled.
All right. How do you want to play this?
Well, we have the letter. We have a name. Ask the bartender, I guess.
Sure.
Lucy's gonna go up to the bar
Mm.
and take a seat.
You take a seat, and you see a drow man, just kind of like messy rockerish type. There's some leather, decorations like leather jackets, open, shirts with, half open button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up, hair braided up tightly, piercings, and they look to you with a smile. And you see that all their teeth are kind of sharp. It's like, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm looking for someone.
Aren't we all?
I mean, most people are. Most people have an easier time of it. I'm looking for someone by the name of Loveless. And she'll drop her voice low when
Yeah.
she mentions the name.
Okay. There's a few people at the counter that might have overheard you, and you only know that by the way that they kind of hush down their conversation. They kind of go quiet. And the bartender looks at you with a quirked eyebrow and a grin. There's not many people that come around here asking for them. May I ask why?
Because I heard of them and I'm intrigued.
Gonna have to give me a reason better than intrigue to get them out of their hidey hole.
How about a letter from an old friend?
I'll give them a ring.
Lucy'll slide the letter across to the bartender.
Yeah. They'll look at it. They don't open it, but they look at it. Kind of put it to the light, look at the seal, hand it back to you, and you see them go through the back where there's the door. And you wait there for a good 10-15 minutes. And eventually they come back. You won't find them here, that's for sure. To the east of town and back, there's a few tunnels. Keep going, take the right one all the way to the bottom. You'll find them.
And how do I know that you're not sending me on a wild goose chase or one that will get me killed?
You don't?
Very well then. Lucy'll set 5 gold on the counter and slide it to him.
They'll
Just so you
take it.
know, if my companions or I come into any trouble, it'll be paid back tenfold. Have a good day, though.
I'm shivering in my boots. They'll pocket the 5 gold. And then go back to serving people at the counter who kind of look at him like they're side-eyeing you and then looking at him and then side-eyeing you and your group. Not in a bad way, just kind of like looking.
Anyone who looks at Lucy, she's going to stare directly at them.
They're just like,
Assert dominance.
they're like, this drink has never been more interesting in my life.
So, bartender gave another location. To the east, tunnels outside of town.
I don't like this.
I don't either. That's what makes it fun.
Kind reminder, if you have any sound-based spells, let's not cast it in a tunnel.
There's a very long pause from Anthony. Then he nods. Okay.
Best keep Freya away for this one, too.
Freya's gone under some changes. She'll be fine.
All right.
Shall we then?
He's a mushroom. As he stands up
And you're a
head out.
walnut. What of it?
He produces Freya. No, she's a literal mushroom.
Oh.
How do you store it in a pack? Because there's not much room. Haha.
Where are you going?
Heading for those
East?
tunnels, yeah.
Do you mind if we go a few minutes over since we started a few minutes late?
That's fine.
Yeah, cool.
So you head, and you see that the tunnel starts there's a bit of a space between the town, and you see that after the main thoroughway behind it, that's where you kind of get to the more residential areas. You kind of have to pass through that to get to the east, and you do see you see a few tunnels, but that's north, west, stuff like that. These seems to be more like back roads basically, and you see the one that says west, and you follow the directions, and please make me a survival check, who's ever leading this situation.
Hello. Hope for the best. 14.
Okay. 14. It takes you a bit to get there. You get entangled with a few things, bugs. Some smaller reptiles that live here. And as you go down that tunnel and reach to the right, where the bartender had directed you, as you're all walking, make me a it's not Dex, let me double check. Let's just make a okay. So you don't have to make any roll, but Aaron can make me a perception check.
21 for Titus.
Okay.
In true Lucy fashion, it's below a 10.
24 for Anthony.
Anthony and Titus, you are walking through the tunnel. It does get smaller. This tunnel that seems to be like an offshoot of the main tunnel. It doesn't seem traveled much at all. And Lucy, you're kind of looking around, and you stop for a moment as you feel like maybe a rock sucking issue. And as you lean towards this wall of the tunnel, you hear this loud shrieking sound that kind of pierces your ears as you feel this fleshy, as in like it's organic, not necessarily gross. Your hand touched against these mushrooms that have these openings on the cap of it, where it seems like this sound is coming from.
Oh,
And
sorry, pardon me.
they don't reply.
Do they stop shrieking when I take my hand off?
Yeah. It seems like the pressure of them sends out this loud shrieking noise. And as you continue, it eventually opens up to a small cavern. it's interesting, as you can see that this is a place where someone lives. You'd expect maybe some flora and fauna, some wild flora kind of living, but this is all very well curated. And as you open up, you are almost walking into, well, not almost, but you are walking into what seems to be a fenced off graveyard. And at the end, towards the back of this little cavern, you see a small house with what seems to be like a small farmhouse. There's an open chicken coop, but there's a good maybe half of this cavern that's graveyards.
Look at that, Anthony. Chicken coop.
I was about to say the same thing.
Are we sure it's housing chickens?
Only one way to find out.
What if they, like, spiders? Spider farm.
You'd probably want a much more enclosed area, wouldn't you?
Maybe. I would assume so.
Unless it's like free ranged. I don't see any inkling of webbing.
Mm.
Well, I'm gonna go knock on the door.
You're right. As he follows after Lucy.
Oh, look
Well,
at that graveyard.
Pardon me, all you dead people. I need to walk past you.
There's a middle kind of pathway,
Mhm.
and then the sides of it are, unless you're walking over the graveyard,
No.
how you like.
She's still gonna address the
Uh,
graves, though.
Yeah. And it's eerily quiet here. You do hear some distant clucking of chickens. But it's this eerily quietness. Where all you hear mostly is just your footsteps on what seems to be loose gravel. And as you're walking towards the house, you see there's a chair on the front. It seems to be like like those yards that has like the sitting area on the front that's kind of has a little like rail around it. It's a mixture of stone, wood, and metal. And are y'all just letting yourself be known?
Mhm.
Milling out the front, just like standing around.
Okay. As you're all standing out in the front, before your hand gets to knock on the door, I would say Titus and Anthony, you hear a small click behind you.
Anthony kind of puts a hand on Lucy's shoulder and then raises his hand. We're not here for trouble.
Turn around.
He turns around slowly, hands still in the air.
And in front of you, you see what at first looks like a drow woman, 2 hands and a long rifle, aiming at who's in the center of this group. If you're at Titus, 2 arms holding the rifle, pointing at Titus, and you see another pair of arms, each holding a pistol, one towards Lucy, one towards Anthony. As she looks at you with red eyes, and you notice that there's smaller, multiple red eyes on her face. And she's wearing this long, deep grayish purple duster and leathered armor boots. And I haven't finished the art, but I will put it in our Discord chat, and I will have it on my Twitter later on today when I finish it. But you see Loveless, 4-armed, multiple-eyed.
Careful if you're pointing a weapon at that one. Lucille nod to Titus. He'll mistake it for flirting. Hi, my name's Lucy. Are you Loveless?
Who's asking?
Again, my name's Lucy. Can I reach for the letter that I have for you?
He'll give a nod.
Lucy will pull out the letter and walk forward to hand it to them.
they put one of the pistols into their holster and take it from you, while the other two, the rifle and the handgun, are still pointed at Anthony and Titus. They'll open it. They read it and they kind of look to you. Pocket it. Seems we don't have an issue here then.
Well, that's good.
And they'll put the safety. The rifle goes in their back. The
I
other
don't know
pistol
about
gets...
you. I have a small issue that I cannot say in polite company.
Do you need to go for a walk?
Might.
Who says you're in polite company?
Oh, I like this one.
And they'll walk past you and open the door.
Well,
Leave
I
it
gave the
open.
warning about flirting. Lucy will follow in.
Are you keeping chickens or are they another creature? As Anthony follows in.
There's no answer to your question. They close the door behind you. It's kind of a bare bones situation here where there is like tables and chair. There's no decoration, no like anything that gives like someone is living here, no pictures, anything like that. And they point to the table and chair. They sit on one, put their boots up on the table. Right. How can I help you?
Well, you see, we're looking for some information.
Isn't everyone?
Some people are, some people aren't. There's been weapons trading happening on the surface that isn't exactly above board. We're tracking down those manufacturers and the people involved. Is that something you'd be able to help with?
Depends. Why is it my problem?
I don't know why it's your problem. I would assume that you'd like a bit of money as payment to help us out.
Right. Why do you need my help specifically?
I don't know. You were just the name we were given by a friend.
What's this weapon trading?
Lucy will give the info on the silvered weapons and the unusual maker's mark on them.
And he will pipe in and say, that's actually 2 symbols, pulls out his notes and shows her.
He's very
I can tell.
enthusiastic.
Titus goes into his bag. Anyway, whiskey bottle, couple of shot glasses.
Oh, are we getting comfortable here? Lucy will pull
Might
out
as
several
well. We're
boxes
gonna
of
be
chocolate.
here for a while.
Lucy will pull out several boxes of chocolate.
And they'll look at us. Well, someone knows how to speak my language. You too. And points to the chocolates. Chocolates bit rare down in this parts.
Oh, help yourself. I have... Looks into her bag of holding. I'm not going to admit it how much I have in this bag. There's also cookies and muffins and a couple sandwiches, I think.
Do you have any banana bread in there? I've been having a craving.
Lucy will reach in, like elbow deep into her bag of holding and pull out some banana bread muffins.
Oh.
Now this is interesting. They'll look at the maker's mark.
Do you know anything about it?
No, but I will. Why don't y'all stay around for a while?
All right. Are you familiar with the 2 houses that form the symbol?
Intimately.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
17.
You're not getting too much expressions from her. But there is something in their multiple eyes that tells you that she ain't lying.
Were you a member of one of the houses?
Unfortunately.
Which one?
You don't have to worry about that.
I'm not worried. I'm just curious. It's fascinating how the whole system works down here. Or worked and works differently now.
Tell me about it. I'm the one that has to upkeep it. Well, one of the few. The person that sent you this letter. My sister.
Oh, really? What a lovely person.
Not her, that's my niece.
Oh,
Right. Remember, she got it from her mother. Your niece is actually quite lovely.
yes.
Didn't get the
I've
opportunity to
heard.
meet your sister.
Yeah, she don't give that opportunity to many people. Don't worry about it. We're both very secluded.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. But I am very intimately intertwined with one of these houses. I can help you. As well, let's just say whenever their ugly heads rear up, I tend to squish them down.
Sounds good to us.
Hmm.
Is it common for these two houses, either one, to work with outsiders?
No.
Hmm.
The only time they worked with outsiders was when they had slaves.
Ugh.
Then it's possible Thomas's work with them isn't voluntary.
Sometimes things change. I don't know who this Thomas is, but if they're not Drow,
They're not.
Far left of Drow.
Do you have the weapon, Anthony?
He digs it out of his bag, takes off the lead covering, and shows it.
This mark
Yeah.
here, that's Thomas's mark.
enchanter.
Yes.
From the court in Kalish. He disappeared some time ago.
Is it still working with your court? We don't really like surface governments intervening with ours.
No one appears to know where he went. He said that he was taking some time off and never returned.
Well, I guess he's in for an extended vacation. He's working with any of these two houses.
We want him alive, but we really don't care what happens to the houses.
I wouldn't think so. I could help you. It's my job to know where it's more likely that these little indiscretions pop up.
All right. Where do you suggest we
Okay.
start?
Darling, you're going down to level 4.
Yippee?
Quick question. I mean, I know you said the houses don't really work outside their purview.
Desperate times call for desperate measure. I wouldn't put it past them this time. They're not houses anymore. They're scuttering
Yes.
rats.
Oh, yes. Would they be so bold to work with devils, demons, things of nefarious means in that realm?
Maybe.
Oh, well. No one said anything about demons.
Not saying anything about demons. Just a curious question. I just want to gauge how far they would go.
You have no idea. Don't worry your pretty little head over it, darling.
Hmm.
I can take over this, should you like.
We'd like to remain involved, thank you.
It's not usual for surface dwellers to get involved in the politics of the Underdark.
Well, there's someone from the surface involved too, so we'd like to see this through.
Make a
Personal stake.
persuasion shake. Check, not shake.
13.
Can I stay now? Can I stay now? Oh, you can make it with advantage because we were all talking at the same time. I got distracted by
19.
19. All right.
Oh, sorry, that was performance. Hang on. No,
Oh.
that's the wrong one. Other chuckers. The 13 stands.
All right. You can stay involved. I'm assuming you're all capable
Yes.
fighters.
Oh, woe is me. I am just a humble noble from the surface. I cannot protect myself.
I'll make sure he'll stay out of trouble.
You're into sarcasm, aren't you, Red?
Gives her a wink.
Mm,
Stick around long enough and you might find out.
I usually don't.
Peanut will blink up onto the table and go into the pointing stance right at her. He's demonstrating that he's ready for combat too.
As he blinks up at the table, there is a slight kind of like one of her hands kind of goes almost to like a holster.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick, but at seeing that it's a cute dog, she's like, oh, don't do that. Cute dog though.
Easier
Lock
said than
'em.
done. It's kind of in his nature as a blink dog.
Well, maybe make sure they don't really startle me.
He blinks to a countertop and then to the floor and then back to the table.
All right, darling. Pats their head.
Bethany will tap his shoulder gently.
The tail starts shaking so hard his butt wiggles and he flips over to give the belly.
Ferocious.
He's decided he likes you.
He's quite terrifying, actually.
One of the few.
As soon Charlotte, Blossom, and Freya kind of climb up on respective shoulders.
Y'all have too many people in your party.
Oh, this is a weapon. This is delivery of health, and he just likes to watch things go down and burn things.
Right. So, question. I know you're not doing this out of the kindness of your heart. Who do you work for?
Oddly, we are actually doing this out of the kindness of our hearts. I think this is a first for us.
No, I've taken other jobs for no payment before.
When?
I don't know. Give me an hour. I'll think of something. Oh, there was the one time that I liked the widow so much that when I made her a widow, I didn't take payment for it. She was a lovely dancer.
Yeah, this time we're not. We're actually working for anybody.
Just here because I want to be.
Lucy's just off daydreaming about previous jobs.
You're all stick together. You're all a party working for yourselves.
Yes.
Or less.
No involvement. I mean, you seem to have involvement with the court, apparently. This Thomas.
He's like a brother to me.
All right. Just asking. There's involvement from outside. Surface governments will need to know.
The Twilight Court has some interest in me, but not necessarily interest in this. That's my day job.
Right. So the Fae government has no interest in these silvered weapons.
To be fair, I kind of asked her to be on this because I took personal offense to silver weapons appearing near and around where I live.
I like to let him think that he allowed me to come along, but really I'm just here to make sure nothing eats him again.
Good. There are many things in the Underdark that'll eat you.
So I've heard. When do we get to see a purple worm?
When do you want to die?
Can we see a domesticated one?
Not around here.
But we can see one.
If you look right.
Well, first attractions aside, I think we all sound like we might work well together.
Sure. I usually don't work well with others, but more of a them problem than a me problem.
Peanut still on his back sneezes.
Pat's belly.
Well, if
You're
it
all
means
right,
anything to
darling.
you, I just think of me as a shadow.
I don't like that. The only shadow I like is mine.
Did you know there's a folklore story about things stealing shadows?
Folklore story. Sure. Anyway, stay around for a while. We'll talk more about this. I'm gonna go get food. Anyone hungry?
Sure.
Yes.
Please.
And she'll stand up. Chocolate in one hand, letter in the other, glass of whiskey in the other. Got 4 hands. And we'll leave it there. And we'll come back later. Next week on Dragon Ball Z.
Awesome. Thank you everyone so much for joining us for this pre-recorded version of our usually streamed game. We're going to go around and do our outros. Satan, I'll let you kick that off. But as usual on this channel, we're going to highlight some charities.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan or Let's Vamp on the internet. You can find more about me and those stuff, but who cares about me? You know what I care about? Charity. I care about charity, and so should you. And here's a few charities you should care about. 1, StopAPIHate.org. They're working with the Asian American and Pacific Islander community to stop the rise in hate crimes that has been happening since the rise of the pandemic. Second is Latinas Trans of Texas, where they are helping the trans community in Texas after all these rulings and laws of the political people that don't really like us in the alphabet mafia. So if you believe that people should live their life by themselves and be who they want to be, and the government shouldn't get involved in that, go ahead and check them out. They're a pretty cool charity. And if you can't donate, you can at least spread the word. I'm sure Sarah will put it somewhere on the screen. I don't know where it'll be.
It'll be included in the description like all of our other
Down
YouTube
there.
channel stuff.
Pew. And that's me. RJ.
Hey everybody, it's RJ once again. Today, supporting, of course, Unicorn Riot. Unicorn Riot is a decentralized nonprofit media collective, and they report on far-right organizations and sources of racial and economic injustices in the U.S. Get your media unfiltered, because sometimes, oh dear God, do we get media that is filtered. Keep up to date with stuff going on in the U.S., because there's certainly shitstorms that you should be looking into. Unicorn Riot, that's me.
And I'm Jen, and I support the Little Princess Trust here in the UK. They provide real hair wigs to children who have lost their hair due to cancer or other childhood diseases. So far, they've provided over 12,000 wigs to children across the UK, and they're continuing that rise in giving out hair wigs to children in need.
Awesome. And that just leaves me. Hi, everybody. If you don't know me already, I am Sara. I was playing Lucy today, and the charity of my choice is always trevorproject.org. They provide crisis counseling support to the LGBTQIA plus youth community, including a hotline and a whole host of wonderful educational resources. I highly recommend checking them out. That is who I donate all of my Twitch income to every month. And they're really neat. They're the kind of resource I wish I had when I was younger. With that, we are going to go ahead and say goodbye. We're going to go into our after show, which is something new that we've started up recently, where we talk about this session, plans, what we look forward to, ask each other questions. If you would like to ask us any questions, go to patreon.com/the hype goblin and join our Discord server that you get access to through Patreon. It gives you access to a whole host of other cool things like neat homebrew items from RJ, some adventures that I'm going to be publishing myself, as well as some monthly published NPCs based on my characters, because people have been asking for that, and you know what? Let's do it. So we will see y'all. We're going to go take a seat at the table, and we invite you to join us next time. Bye, everybody.